what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. I'm back here at one of my favorite filming spot locations because guess what? We have the OG when it comes to luxury crossover SUVs. It's this right here. This is the totally new, redesigned Lexus RX 350h. But before we get into this Nori green hypermiler of a luxury crossover SUV, let's talk about what's going on here. The mighty RX. It has been around the longest, and it's interesting because when Lexus came out with the first RX, many people in the industry thought they were making a big mistake. Boy, oh boy, were those people wrong, because now you look in the market, that's all you see are crossover SUVs, especially luxury SUVs from all those different brands. Now, with the 2023 model year, we're talking about a total redesign, new chassis platform, that GAK platform, and there's lots of interesting ways to spec out your RX. This particular one, being a 350h, is that hybrid technology with an electric motor. But what I want to find out is, if you're looking for a new mid-size crossover SUV, is this, if you're going for luxury, is this the best new one to buy? Let's go ahead, let's find out, is it worth the price? And check out what the 350h is bringing to the table. Let's find out. Right off the bat, the new style. So totally new look, but yet it still has that familiar Lexus style. At the front of the business, I do like what they've done with their lighting, especially the day when they took their signature LED daytime running lamp and brought it into the headlight housing. That really cleaned up the whole front end, because remember, it used to be separate. They used to have it in the front fascia separately, but together it looks great. We do have the optional triple LED beam headlights and of course LED turn signals. Now, working your way down, I am gonna have to zonk this space right here. They could have made this a functional corner air curtain. It is not. There is no functionality whatsoever to this piece, but you do have LED fog lamps. Maybe it would have been a little different, instead of having the more traditional round one, to have fog lamps that fill in the space here and just get rid of that whole bottom piece. I think that would have looked a little cleaner. Let me know in the comment section how you feel about that area. Now, when you come across that new spindle grille design, this is the new philosophy in the spindle grille design, you'll see how the body color, the Nori green, waterfalls into the top portion. They made the Lexus badge nice and flush. You do get a forward-facing camera, and on the 350h, we have all these intricate metallic gray segments in that spindle grille design. Some people are calling it a whale shark. I don't know. Let me know what you think about the nose on this thing compared to the previous generation. Now, on the lower portion, you'll see we have a little bit more splattering of Nori green and then some flat black on the splitter area. Now, as we rise up, look at the way it just folds up, very clean, goes into the hood, and everything is super smooth. They actually take the body lines on each corner of the schnoz and they actually just bring it right in to the A-pillar. So really nice, clean setup. We come around the bend. What are we working with? Wheel and tire setup. So what you're gonna find is these massive 21-inch wheels. I love the way it's a nice hand-polished aluminum feel to it, multi-spoke design. If you're wondering, well, Joe, what's the size of the tire? You're looking on 235 on the width, 50 series sidewall, and we do have all new suspension, adaptive suspension, all four corners, which is gonna help with the ride, especially when you're going down the highway. Now, what I do like about the RX 350h, you get body color matched all the way around the fender opening. So no more flat black area, really brings it up another notch. And I'm telling you, this Nori green, it's a very interesting color. I'm not a big green SUV kind of guy, but it works on this particular model. Now, as we rise up and we go down the side, you're gonna have the bright, shiny metalwork, top and bottom around the window frame treatment. I like the way they give you a nice little corner window here to help with visibility. We have some shiny chrome finish on the mirror caps. Look at how small they're making the LED lighting, and you do have 360-degree cameras, all four corners. Nice flush roof rails. So instead of having the roof rails up real high, we bring them close to the roof. That's gonna help with the aerodynamics, to help with that range. You'll notice on all new RX models, they don't actually have a door handle. You don't actually pull on the door handle. You push the button behind it and then the door opens. So something to just be aware of. Don't come over and try to yank it off. Down below, they did a great job taking that body line and flowing it right into the rear passenger door. Nicely done. Some flat black along the bottom. We do have an electric motor out back that's going to give us that all-wheel drive. And one of my favorite parts is how they take that shiny chrome and look at the way they bring it right into the rear quarter glass. So all of this is glass instead of just some gloss black plastic piece, but really nice the way it flows and gets trimmed towards the back. And then as we come around the tail end of the business, this is where they really did a bang up job. Of course, full LED lighting with that L. L stands for love. It also stands for Lexus. They got rid of the Lexus badge and now you just have the letters. That's how you spell Lexus, everybody. Think about it. They were able to make this much skinnier across the midsection here because there was no need to have room for a badge. You'll notice RX 350h all-wheel drive. So like I said, we're gonna have an internal combustion engine, electric motor driving the rear wheels, and then going all the way down. What I like is that there's no fake exhaust. The exhaust is tucked underneath, and you do have towing capability with this RX 350, which is also a nice usable touch. But why don't we go ahead, let's pop the hood and see what kind of fuel efficiency we get out of this new RX. All right, guys, you got the hood popped. Of course, we're gonna have hood struts. Underneath the hood, if you're wondering what's that orange thing, well, guess what? That is for the hybrid setup. So when we talk hybrid, we're talking about a mixture of a 2.5 liter inline four paired with the electric motor, especially the one out back, that's gonna give us a combined 246 horsepower. I think the biggest thing that a lot of people are not gonna be fans of is the CVT. So let me know in the comment section if you're zonking the CVT. Technically, if you want maximum MPGs, CVT does it better than the other transmissions, but we'll talk about the driving experience when we get to that point. 0 to 60 in this vehicle is 7.4 seconds. Top speed is governed to 112 miles per hour, but here's where you're gonna become the real winner. MPGs, 37 in the city, 34 on the highway. The vehicle weighs 4,400 pounds. And like I said, sits on that new global architecture, the GAK global architecture. Clean engine compartment, but why don't we go ahead, let's fire it up and see this Lexus go in motion. All right, guys, we're inside this nori green. I love the name of that color. It's like seaweed green RX 350h from Lexus. I know what you're saying to yourself. You're saying, Joe, my grandmother and grandfather had an RX. My mom and dad had an RX. My sister has an RX. My brother has an RX. They've been applying the peer pressure to me to get an RX. I'm kind of digging this one, especially I heard there's new technology. But I guess the big question is, how much is it? Well, first of all, Steven wants me to let everybody know that you do get a spare with this RX 350h. And that is actually, can be surprising because a lot of SUVs and sedans are getting rid of the spare. So Steven wanted me to let you know. Now here's something I want you to know. MSRP. MSRP for the 350h starts at $52,000. This one has been optioned up to $59,000. Let's see what you get for the money. To the door panels. I love the new style. You have soft touch material, that Alcantara microfiber suede material. You'll notice the Mark Levinson sound system, that premium sound system, 17 speakers, and then you'll notice the rest of the beautiful stitching, flat black around the buttons. There's no actual door handle, so you're actually gonna push that silver trapezoid looking area. You're gonna hit that to open up the door, and if the battery is dead, you actually can pull on that to get out. So you're not trapped in the RX. Door pocket is a great size. If you're taking this to the Ren Fest, the Renaissance Festival with your family, you could easily get 3 of those ginormous turkey legs and a nice big old stein of root beer. Now going from the door panel to the dash, very unique the way they do this step system, but I like the way they have the Alcantara soft touch everywhere, even the dark wood finish. And I like how clean the AC vents are, how it all flows nicely towards the infotainment side of things. Speaking of infotainment, no more trackpad and no more small screens. Standard is 9-inch. Guess what? We got lucky. We have the 14-inch. So very large system that has the whole Lexus multimedia software to where you could have the vehicle do different functions by talking to it. And you'll notice that everything is built into the infotainment system. You got your ventilated seats, 3 stages. You got your heated seats, heated steering wheel, and then of course you could set up all of those different driver setups for when you have people coming out. So what you're gonna do is your different Lexus user systems for when, say, your son drives a car, your wife drives a car, all their radio presets, music on their phone, everything gets transferred over. My one zonk is that the drive modes, you have to go into the screen. I don't know if you remember, you used to have like a twisty knob. No more twisty knob. There's our modes, and we'll show you more of that when you come to the business end. We do have our energy flow, the way we have the electric motor. There's the one in the back driving the rear wheels, and your battery pack right in the center there. And then we're right back to our navigation screen. So it's very intuitive. It's very easy to use. It's just the only physical knobs are volume, your dual climate control, because see, I could adjust it here, and that's it. Everything else is on the screen, including your blower fan switch, just so you know. Let me throw it into reverse. Backup camera, super clear. I like the way we have a nori green icon for our 360-degree camera. And this also has that great system where you could scan around the whole vehicle. That's a really nice touch for when you're getting out, maybe in a parking lot at night. You want to make sure nobody's peeping and creeping on you. Really allows you to have that system, and here it is zoomed in so you could really see if anybody's hiding under the bushes or under that debris in the parking lot. Working your way down, we have our AC vents, easy to get to. You do have a nice little tray here. It's sort of like dark, like a cave, but you can put, I would say, about 2 Twinkies in there, 2 USB-Cs, and I'm liking this wood finish. It's flat black, wood finish. Open it up, wireless charging, USB-C, USB-A, and enough room for 2 blueberry muffins from Dunkin' Donuts. America runs on Dunkin'. 2 cup holders. Of course, we got our Lexus key fob. Spin it around, there we go. This is controlling that CVT. You do have EV mode, and we can shut off the traction control, which is nice. Soft on the armrest. My favorite part is I could open it up for me, but I could also open it up for you. And you can see just how much room we have. I would say you could probably put 24, 25 Nintendo NES cartridges. So you have Contra, you got Castlevania, you got Super Mario Brothers, Duck Hunt. Just put them right in there. They're going for big money, so that's why you're gonna wanna put them in here, and there's felt lining so you're not gonna scratch them. The only thing you're gonna have to do is, remember, every time you wanna play it, you gotta blow in it. Make sure you don't spit in it. That won't work. Seats, love the material, the Alcantara finish, nice soft material, and then of course you're gonna get full electric assist for the driver and the passenger, and we have soft microfiber Alcantara material up top, and watch this. That massive panoramic sunroof. It goes all the way back. I'm actually gonna stop it there and bring it back to the front. And then the cherry on top of this new technology is we have a digital rearview mirror. So super clear resolution, gives you a perfect bird's eye view. But you know what? Why don't you come over to the business end? I wanna show you behind the wheel of the new RX. All right guys, business time behind the wheel. We got 3 memory seat settings. I do like the way there's a aluminum sill plate, but the zonk is it does not light up. A lot of the different luxury brands have LED lighting in those sills. What is nice is how easy it is to figure out how to work the seats, especially that lower lumbar. And I like this guy right here. Look at this. It's got that hammy extension, supports the back of your legs. I'm 6 feet tall, plenty of room in here, and I do like the way the dash has this very driver focus area to it. the way the digital instrumentation is, the way the infotainment system is. Here's another thing. You could actually, with the new multimedia system, talk to your Lexus. Watch this. Hey, Lexus. Hey, Lexus.
What do you want to do?
Turn on the windshield wipers.
Turning on windshield wipers.
So there you go. If you can't be bothered to use your hands to turn on the windshield wipers, your RX 350h will do it for you. You just gotta ask and be very nice and polite. That's why she didn't talk to me at first. I was a little coarse, but then I kind of sweetened it up a little bit. Talk about sweet. I love the steering wheel. Leather with that dark wood, looks classy. I wish that the horn button had some real stitching rather than this simulated stuff, so I am gonna zonk that, but I do like the flat black, the silver, and you do get paddles to go through those simulated gears, because we got a CVT, and then it is electric tilting and telescoping steering wheel, and then you have that nice large digital gauge cluster, and this is something Lexus does a great job. The only thing I have to do is I have to go into the infotainment system to do the different modes. So here's normal, and then of course you got eco, and then of course you got sports. So each one of them, it changes the colors, it changes the graphics. You even have a custom mode, which is really nice as well. But there we are back in sport. Obviously gonna give you a little bit quicker steering response, throttle response. And then as you back away, the nice thing that you get to experience while you're driving is you get a really large head-up display. All new on this RX 350h, has all the important information you want so you can keep your eyes on the road, because there's an old saying, look where you want to go. You know where I want to go now? I want to go in the backseat. So let's go ahead, get in the backseat and see if your passengers are going to enjoy this Lexus. All right, guys, backseat time. And you know what? We got plenty of room, even though we have the battery pack on board. That's something to remember. And the backs of the seats, you do have that nice soft material. Not my favorite having this plastic stuff, but it is padded, which is nice. Open this up. You could easily put, I would say, 4 moon pies in there. Just make sure that you don't go like that or you're gonna make a mess of your moon pie. Back seat area, we got AC vents, USB-Cs, and ventilated seats and heated seats. So that's a nice touch on this RX 350h. Plenty of freaking legroom back here, that's for sure. And then we pull this down, semi-soft, because look, we got storage for a 1-pound bag of Skittles. It's a little tight for Twizzlers, so the Twizzlers you're gonna have to put in the backseat pocket. And then we got these 2 cup holders here. So easily done. Flip it back. Love the way the material is the same as the front seat. But why don't we go ahead, let's get into the cargo area and see how much room we have in this RX 350h. Hey guys, cargo area time. You're gonna hit the button right under X, because think about it. X marks the spot. Hit the button, nice electric assist, back out of the way so it doesn't zonk you in the face. What you're gonna be greeted to is a little over 30 cubic feet of space in this 2-row crossover SUV. And this is pretty good because remember, we got the battery pack, we got the electric motor out back, and you're still getting plenty of room. What I like is on the passenger side, you got your subwoofer from that Mark Levinson sound system, the buttons to fold down the rear seat, and a 12-volt, but what's even better is Lexus cares about you. They have the official Lexus first aid kit. Believe it or not, climbers that go to the top of Mount Everest use the same first aid kit. And you do have a home power source, which those climbers, when they get to the top of Mount Everest, wish that they had a power source up there, but they do not. I love the way that you could fold the seats down to maximize your space, even though we're trying to also maximize fuel economy. But you know what? I think it's time to hypermile this vehicle and see just how far it will go. If you're ready, I'm ready. Let's run this thing out of fuel and see what kind of distance we could get in the RX 350h. All right, guys, the clouds are back out, but the show must go on, and we are in this 2023 Lexus RX 350h. Right away, you really are gonna love the layout in here. Getting to the infotainment system is a snap. I do have to warn you that it is cumbersome, though, to utilize the AC controls. Once you get the hang of it, you get a little bit more precise, but I do like actual physical knobs, like for the temperature setting, rather than using the touch screen. And then really, another bummer is utilizing the screen to go into your different modes. So you got to hit the little car icon like I showed you, drive mode, and then we're going to go sport. Now we're going to go on throttle. So let me come to a complete stop. On throttle, here we go. A little bit of traction loss there, but we're off and running. No simulated gears, and that's a little bit of a bummer because it just keeps that high RPM drone, CVT drone, but you're definitely gonna feel a little quicker throttle response, quicker steering feel, being in sport mode. And it's nice to at least have the capability to go into the different modes depending on what your driving style is gonna be. But visibility is king. I have that digital rear view mirror, lighten up the back portion, really allowing me to see clearly. And just, I think the way everything is laid out in here, very space oriented when it comes to how much space there is, but also how everything is laid out. And yes, I know there's been chatter about some of the materials not being up to snuff, but I'm really not finding it in this particular RX 350H, especially with the Mark Levinson sound system, the nice leather on the steering wheel, the full digital displays. But very, very smooth. You don't really get a sensation of when the internal combustion engine is turning on and turning off, which is great. And it's just nice to have so many different trim options within the different grades. So that's a nice setup as well. And you got the all-wheel drive in this particular model with that electric motor out back. But very smooth. They did a great job with the sound deadening material. Obviously the chassis is all new, that GAK chassis platform, very rigid. They're using more adhesives and it just feels solid in here, as it should for a Lexus. All right guys, pulling away from the light. We're gonna go on throttle in this turn. On throttle, here we go. Very composed. And I like the way they did the suspension damping. It's nothing that's going to be like teeter-totter-ish. You feel planted, you feel controlled, and that really allows you to feel confident and enjoy the driving experience. It's nice to have the wireless charging, all the different storage compartments, and then of course the room for the rear seat passengers. Even with this having that battery pack, you're not squeeze playing anybody for space, which is great. Now you can use paddles to go through simulated gears, but only if you're using the paddles. That's when you have that ability to go through simulated gears. You get a little simulated gear indicator. But if you're ready from a dead stop, on throttle. So really not getting a lot of feel from those simulated gears, but you are getting good traction off the line, which is really nice. It's just that 2.5 liter, it's working hard, even with the electric motor. I feel like this vehicle should have had 2 electric motors rather than just the one out back. But once again, on throttle. But once you are just driving normal and not worried about going on throttle, it's a pleasant experience. You have a large head-up display, you got full LED lighting, you got the new Lexus safety technology, blind spot monitoring, lane keep assist. It lets you know where cross traffic is coming from with that cross traffic alert. So that really is very, very helpful and beneficial, and is definitely gonna allow you to feel safe. I even like the way it's got a little bit of augmented reality to let you know when there's a car in front of you on the head-up display, which is really nice. But let's get out onto the highway and see how this RX 350h drives. The other day I drove it all the way to Orlando and did really well on fuel economy, and also had, of course, a nice driving experience. All right, so here we are out on the highway. I wanted to give you a feel of how this RX 350h cruises down the road. You can see it's just very, very smooth, very quiet in here, and very comfortable, especially having the ventilated seats, the heated seats, the whole shabam. And the nice thing is, if you want more power, you have the ability to go 450h or 500h F Sport Performance. But really nice having all the safety features, great visibility, and an all-new design, especially not only on the outside but the inside. But hopefully this has been a nice overall review of the RX 350h. We're gonna get back to where it all started and wrap this one up, so I'll see you in a split second. Guys, it's been one of those nice, enjoyable days here in sunny Florida with this Lexus RX 350h. Let me know what you think down in the comment section. Has Lexus struck the nail perfectly on the head to be that perfect mid-size luxury SUV? Or are you gonna go maybe Acura, maybe Infiniti, maybe one of the German Euro brands, or don't forget about Genesis with that GV80. But I definitely want to thank the whole Lexus team for allowing us access to this press fleet vehicle. Let me know in the comment section how you feel. But if you're new to the channel and you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Radies Rides family. We got to give it up to Stephen Flood, Stephen Flood Photography. Follow him on Instagram. He takes pictures. That's what he does. Check him out on Instagram. Thank you, Stephen, for your hard work. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.